Hello, Brian Marshall from the Site Company here. Today we're going to go over the PDF Manager. PDF Manager is just a simple application that we use to manage PDF content on the site. And basically what it does is it uses the File Manager to allow you to turn particular files on, off, or make them available in interesting ways. Now, for today's example, we're using a Butterfly Network website. And you'll see here they have their Career Opportunities page. You'll see a number of listings. Each one of these listings here is a PDF. So what we're going to do is go over how we make that show up there and how to manage it so that it can be easily changed. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to log into the site. Okay. Now we're going to go to Pages first because that's probably the most informative way to go over it with you and let you know exactly what's going on here. Now the way it's achieved, getting the PDFs in there and sorting them in, is through this little bit of code right down here. Now you notice on all pages you have the code input box. And you'll see this little thing that says My PDF job listing / my PDF. That's just our own particular code that we use to tell the writer when your page is generated to pull out a category of files called job listing. Now that's not, you don't need to worry about that, that'll still work. That's just to show you a means by which you can actually use this elsewhere. But for right now, we're just going to stick to how it's being used within your job opportunities page. So let's go there. Let's go to the files, and we're going to pull up a bunch of PDF files. Now, the first thing you need to be able to do if you're going to change any of the files is locate them. Now, they happen to be recently uploaded, so they're all right here. But if they're not, and as time goes by, they may start to disappear, you can just type PDF up here, hit search, and then it's just going to return all the PDFs. Okay? Now, you'll notice that the category on each of these is set to job listing. And you'll notice this one item down here says off listing. Now, if I wanted to toggle off a particular listing, let's say we had a job listing for a while and an applicant was accepted and we want to take it down. All we need to do to make that not show on the site anymore is change its category to something other than what's listed on that page in that little special tag I showed you. So in this case, we're just going to set it to off listing. Now this is the posting for a software engineer. Okay, so let's go ahead and save those changes. And let me show you that it's actually working on the site itself. We'll open up a new tab and look at the site here. Now we'll go to Career Opportunities. And you'll notice that the job listing for the software engineer has disappeared as a result of our change we made there. Now that's how you would toggle items off and then back on again. We're going to continue editing this because we don't want to leave it in that state. We want to turn it back on. Okay, job listing, yes, and then we go to Save Changes. All right. Now that's basically how you're going to go about toggling these on and off. Pretty simple process. Now we want to go over how do we get a new file up there, because there's a couple interesting things that happen at that point. So the first thing to do to get a file up is we want to go to Add File. Do not use the batch uploader for PDF files. It's only for large groups of image files. For PDFs, always use the one at a time add file. Alright, so we choose our file, and I happen to have the file I want here in Downloads. And here's the example listing file PDF. I'm going to go ahead and upload that. Now, if you want to, since you already know what you're going to be calling it, you know it's going to be, and you want it to be immediately available, you can select the job listing category as you're uploading it. If you don't want it to be available, in other words, you don't want it to be, you want to upload it, but you don't want it to be immediately available, you can select one of the other categories or leave the category blank. In this case, we're going to set it to job listing because we want it to be immediately available. Okay. And there we are. Now you notice a little broken image link. That's something I have to upgrade your site to do so that it shows a PDF image, not a broken image link. But that doesn't change the structural part of it. It will still work just as normal and expected. Okay, so let's go to Files here. And you see we have this example files listing, and it's under job listings. Now let's go back to the site real quick. Okay, now you see down here, example file listings. Now, something I want you to note real quick. We didn't put any kind of name in here. This is the default name, and if you simply upload a PDF file and you don't give it a name, it's going to appear just as the file name. Now, that's not optimum in many cases, but if you're in a rush and you just want to get it up there, you can certainly use that. Now, if you are wanting it to look like these other ones, so you see over here we don't have any of that. You have the correct spaces and the the regular titles. You can easily do that by going in to the actual file itself, and then you're going to edit the file. Okay, and the item you want to edit is the title. And I'm going to just call this example job listing, and I'm going to save that. Okay. Now let's go, actually that's all set, so we can go back here. We're just going to reload the page here. Now you see it's example job listing. So in the absence of a title in each file, in the absence of a title, it's going to use the file name. Once you put the title in there, you can change it to whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that now that we've showed you that. And we're going to use the other technique we showed you just a moment ago, and we're going to turn that listing off. Okay, so now that will no longer appear. Let's go back here one more time. Reload that, and you can see it's no longer appearing. And that in a nutshell is how you go about processing them and uploading and changing and toggling them. What I would encourage you to do is, quite often one other thing you're going to need to do when you're dealing with PDFs is perhaps upload a new version of that particular PDF. What I would strongly encourage you to do is go in, delete the old file first. Don't try to rename it and then have multiple files of the same name. That's just asking for trouble. If you know that you're uploading a new file with similar but changed and updated content, go to the site, get rid of the old file entirely. Just delete it. And you can see that's easily affected by. Let's go to the files, and I'll just delete the one we just listed. You go here, and then you just go to where it says delete this file. It warns you, says, do you really want to do this? You sure do. And then you return to the main files, and you'll see it's no longer there. So go ahead and go through it and do that for any that you're simply going to be updating. Let's see, is there anything else? We have setting PDF link text, deleting old files, setting visibility. I believe that's it. So if you have any questions, of course, you can reference, and I'll show you in your notes, you can reference the textual version of this, which is right here. This is your notes library, and you can see it says PDF Manager, and you just scroll down here, and pretty much everything I went over is here, step-by-step instructions to allow you to get going with it really quick. The only thing we really didn't cover is that you can copy this code right here, and that's called the magic code. You can copy that, and you can put that anywhere you like in the code box of any page, and it will return whatever search string you put between the two tags here, the my PDF and /my PDF. Oops, that needs to be corrected. Let's go here. Let's do that right quick. My PDF. Where's that second one? Come on, I know you're in there. There we are. It's worth noting they must be correct like that. Don't misspell the magic tags or have the wrong case, because it will not function. So that's actually fortuitous that I made that mistake, because it gave me an opportunity to go over it with you. But yeah, make sure if you're going to put the tags in there that they are correct and they are the correct case. Otherwise, you're going to get errors like that. It simply won't work. But you can use those anywhere. For instance, you can paste that, cut that, and then create a new category called My Super PDF Guitar Tablature. And you can put that up, and you can just put it under category called Guitar, and then you can put My PDF, and then in between where it says Job Listing here, you could just write Guitar, and it would actually generate that list of PDFs for you. So it's pretty cool, an interesting way to generate a list of PDF documents. Okay, again, you can reference this if you have any questions, and of course you can email me at brian@mysitecompany.com or webmaster@sitecompany.com. It's been Brian Marshall for the Site Company for the PDF Manager.